Now there is no need to have multiple stores. Does it make sense? Because you just don't have to go through multiple backends. Then it reduces good amount of work for the merchant. If you have same domain, you just have to have only one merchant center. You don't have to have multiple merchant centers. At the same time, it gives equal level of control over the processes. Run their ads from just one ad account, right?
Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So this is me, Nidhi Agarwal, in conversation with Amit Jivani, the founder and CEO of Simprosys Infomedia. So we are back again with yet another episode of our podcast series. Previously, we had covered a few aspects of and features of Simprosys 2.0, and as promised, we will cover them one by one in the coming episodes. So in today's episode, we are going to start with one of the very interesting features, which is Shopify Markets. So let's get started. So before getting into the technicalities, firstly, I would like you to explain what exactly is Shopify Markets feature.
Okay, so in the earlier setup of Shopify, right, merchant had to create actually multiple stores if they want to target different geographies and have their checkouts in those respective currencies of those geographies. For example, one merchant is there. He is interested to set up a store for Canadian customers and American customers. He wanted to provide a checkout experience in CAD for Canadian customers and USD for American customers. Now, this is just about currency. There is one more element to Shopify Market, that is local language. If the same merchant wants to target German audience in the German language and euro as a currency, all this can be achieved from the same Shopify single backend. Now there is no need to have multiple stores to target different audiences of different geographies speaking different languages. So why does it make sense? Because you just don't have to go through multiple backends, manage inventories in multiple backends or sync inventories in multiple backends. You just have to make sure that your inventory and product availability is just for one store. And the same store allows customers to buy from the customers of different countries and have the buying experience in the respective language of those countries. It is just up to merchant how would they like to set it up. And it is up to merchants again to which countries they would like to target and in which languages they would like to have their website storefront available to the respective customers. So that is the markets.
Okay. So basically it is like giving a localized experience to the shoppers.
To a great extent, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it cover all the aspects like subdomain or maybe top level domains?
Oh, yeah. See, that is also possible. Merchants can have their storefronts. Their backend will remain same.
Okay.
But storefronts can be rendered on subdomains. For example, ca.mystore.com for Canadian customers, us.mystore.com for US customers, and just mystore.com for, let's say, if you are from UK, you want to continue your original setup or the first setup in the regular domain, you can have it. Then there is other option available like mystore.com/US/product URLs, mystore.com/CA/product URLs. And at the same time, they can have different domains also. For example, I am a UK merchant operating out of UK. My first store was mystore.com. Now I want to have the Shopify Markets and want to target USA. mystoreus.com. It can be just native domain, can also be different. It is up to us how do we configure them.
Right. So how do you think this will benefit the e-commerce merchants who are running ads for the marketing platforms, say Google or Microsoft?
See, yeah. When merchants used to have different store backends, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to install multiple apps. They had to manage through multiple vendors. Different experiences were required to be followed and supervised. Again, when you have multiple storefronts linked to different store backends, you have to have a same app in all the stores. For example, our Simprosys Google Shopping Feed, right? If the same merchant wants to have US targeting, Canada targeting, and UK targeting or German targeting, and they have 4 different stores for all these different targeting stores, right? They will have to have our app in every store of them.
Right.
That is one aspect. It is just not about app also. As I mentioned earlier, that they have to maintain the inventory connections and all those things. So with just one app, as long as that app is able to help you leverage the core features of the Shopify Markets to the maximization of the marketing within the same installation, then it reduces good amount of work for the merchant. Number one. Number two, again, when you have same domain or stores on subdomains, same domains separated by different URL paths, right? If you have same domain, you just have to have only one merchant center. You don't have to have multiple merchant centers. In the earlier setup, when you had your stores on different domains, you needed to set up multiple merchant centers, each for every domain. But here, you can have subdomains for every different country, and you just have to verify and claim main domain for your business. So you don't have to set up multiple merchant centers. Same thing applies for Google Ads account. Same thing applies for Microsoft Ads account. So I would say the good amount of work has been cut short. At the same time, it gives equal level of control over the processes. So that is what is for marketing. Now, the major benefit for merchants is they will be able to run their ads from just one ad account, right? So their billing currency is just one. Again, it helps them in bookkeeping and everything. And from the same account, they can use, for example, different audiences to market, and they can have separate campaigns for every targeting country feed and all those things. So that is the benefit of Shopify Markets for marketing in particular.
Okay. So what are the criteria or, rather the requirements that the merchants should keep in mind before they submit the feed for, say, Google or Microsoft?
So requirement is as good as it used to be earlier. Your prices should match, the prices that you submit in the feed should match the price on your landing page.
Okay.
And it just doesn't limit to the landing page. It should be available till the end of the checkout or till the end of the, I would say, the purchase journey.
Right.
So price must remain in the same currency of the feed, and it must remain the same as you have submitted in the feed for Google and for every other, almost any other marketing platform, whichever is tracking your prices that you submit and what you show on your storefront. So that is the core requirement. Other than that, if you are having your market set up on different domains, you will still have to have different merchant centers. So that is something you will have to keep in mind, that you can't just have one merchant center and maximize your market setup for all these geographies when you have all the geographies set on different domains.
Okay. So how do you think, like as you mentioned about the price fluctuation, the merchants have to keep in mind. So how do you think our app, that is Simprosys Google Shopping Feed, how will this app benefit the merchants in this setup?
Okay, so so that is where the main difference comes into the picture from our side. As per Shopify's market setup, they revise the prices in other currencies every half an hour or every smaller interval, like 1 hour or half an hour, right? So if the price is changing, let's say, let's compare USD with Euro. Right now it is 1:1 approximately. It may plus or minus 2 cents. So if it is changing within half an hour, or if it is changing every half an hour, right? So in that case, the price cannot be, I would say, kept same as that of feed, or prices will continue to change in the feed. So prices will never settle. And when the price of the product doesn't settle, the entire shopping campaign algorithm, which is largely dependent on price of the product, will keep getting reset.
Right.
And merchants will not be able to utilize the feed submitted for different countries or other countries in their respective currencies, because the price algorithm keeps learning every time. And during the learning, we all know that performance is not achieved, or we can't expect performance. So what do we do is, there is one more aspect of the merchants that they would like to have dynamic pricing, because they don't want to keep watching the changes in the prices or currency exchange rates, I would say.
Okay.
Right. So, for example, you are an American store and targeting India. In USD to INR, price is something that keeps changing every half an hour. And let's imagine a hypothetical scenario. I have one product of $10. that is for US market. My main market is USA, and I am trying to sell the same product in India in Indian rupees. At approximate current pricing, it would be around 800 rupees,
Correct.
right? But if currency rates keep changing every half an hour, the price will also change.
Right.
And what will happen in that case? The policy of Google that you should have the same price that you are submitting on feed and on your, I would say, the storefront will not be fulfilled. So in that case, product may get warning or even error also. So that is where we are coming into the picture. We are helping merchants give us a tolerance that, okay, if my prices, or I would say the currency rates, remain within a certain window, let's say 2%, I will continue with the same price or same currency exchange rate. Again, let us take the example of same product, $10 in the native store of the native currency of the price. And right now, let us imagine that currency exchange rate is 80 rupees. $1 is equal to 80 rupees. So price will come out to be 800 rupees. Now, currency exchange rates are changing every day, but it doesn't cross this 2% threshold for next 2 months.
Right.
Again, hypothetical scenario that 2% will come out to be another 1 rupee and 60 paise. So unless and until currency exchange rate of USD to INR does not cross 81 rupees and 60 paisa, it will remain same 80 rupees in the store. So the issue that merchants were facing, that frequent changes in the currency exchange rate was leading to disapproval of their products, will not be an issue anymore. Again, when it reaches 81 and 60, we will reset the currency exchange rate to 81.60. Since you have already given the 2% of the threshold, we will wait for another 2% change on both the sides, on lower side and on higher side. Until then, we will keep it at 81.60.
Okay.
Right? So 2% is something every merchant can live with. It is a big deal. Or even if it is 1%, if you would like to keep 1%, we can keep it 1%. But the benefit is prices will remain same, or I would say stable in other currency storefronts on Shopify Markets for a good amount of time. And that is where it will allow the price impact on algorithm to settle. And products will market actually. Products will be marketable. Shopping campaigns will run on those products.
Okay.
So that is where we play the major role. Now, how it can be achieved? You just have to sign up on our manual intervention on automated currency exchange rates. And there is a complete help doc that my team has prepared. And merchants can access that help doc by having the link from the description of this video. And at the same time, they can reach out to our team also that I want to try your price intervention or currency exchange rate intervention in our process so that you can have your least impact of the currency fluctuation on the performance of your products in Shopify Market currencies.
Okay. So basically, we give our merchants the liberty to set up that particular percentage on which the price can.
Yeah, that is one aspect. And then there are merchants who are doing some rounding of, setting up some additional fee. For example, I want to charge 1% more on currency exchange fee.
Okay.
By default, and then use this 2% window. That is also available. That you can let our system define how much extra you would like to charge for products in other currencies. Let's say you want 1% more. So 1% more will be used every time, plus 2% tolerance range. And if you want to round up the prices in the respective currencies, that is also possible. For example, you want to keep 800 rupees and 00 paisa. That is also doable. Even if the price changes within the some paisa, it will remain same 00. Or let's say 89.99. Right? So it will remain like this only.
Okay.
So it becomes the pricing gamification is something that every merchant likes, and we are still willing to provide that option to every merchant. So it is just not about tolerance percentage. It is also about the surplus plus price rounding.
Okay.
So all these options are available from the interface.
Okay. So this was related to the currency or the price that we were talking about. So apart from this, what about the language translation part of the markets feature?
Language translation doesn't have that much amount of issue. As
Okay.
long as you are using any app that translates the product information into respective languages of the targeting countries or geographies, right? And if that is compliant with the Shopify or that can be paired with Shopify Market feature, then we can pull the data from there
Okay.
for every product in different languages, and we can sync it with the marketing platforms like Google, Microsoft, and even Meta and Pinterest. Every marketing platform. That is still manageable, but price is something we have to be very careful when we set up the markets, and at the same time we are keen to promote products through Google Shopping or something like that.
Oh, nice. So this will, I think it will solve the merchant's problem to a great extent.
To a great extent, and not just it will solve the problem. They will still have that liberty of the currency rate fluctuation.
Right.
They will still be able. They won't have to be very careful of what is the rate right now and whether we are in plus side or minus side. Shopify has that option of manual exchange rate setup, but that manual exchange rate setup has to be changed every time. That change process we have automated for them.
Okay.
Right? Every time, whenever they see that currency exchange rates are far off from your current manual setup, then every merchant would like to change to the current one, right? So that process we have automated for them.
So thanks a lot, Mr. Amit. This was great. You have explained the details very clearly. So any final tips or suggestions that you would like to share?
See, final tip is if you see any kind of challenge in this setting up, and if you see that products are not performing as expected in the different countries or different languages, you just should reach out to any app developer who has developed this app or any app that you are using, so that there can be a proper guidance available, number one. Number two, do some background work before starting up. I have seen merchants facing, for example, merchant has not translated their entire product data set into a particular language, let's say English to German. Now they have started syncing the products for Germany, and the endpoint of language is German, but translation is not done properly or incomplete. So in that case, the products will again get disapproval, or products will get into mismatch of the language. So these are the things. We must have our complete setup on our Shopify backend. Then and then only we should pursue marketing of one country at a time. Don't sign up on 20 countries and 25 countries in one go. That is not advised. Start with 1 or 2 countries at a time. Make sure your setup is compliant with the Google's requirement, and then you can keep adding 2 countries. Let's say after 15-20 days, again you can add 2 more countries after 15-20 days. That is the case.
Fair enough. Thank you so much, Mr. Amit. It was really great and insightful. So I hope, this podcast or this episode might have cleared many of your doubts regarding Shopify Markets. I would say if you still have further questions or any queries related to the Shopify Markets feature, you can drop us in the comments below. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channel for more such insightful conversations. Thank you.